So I'll be taking a break from doing all kind of mechanical work on the car today. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm chilling with Kenny, and we're actually at his house again. And we're gonna be messing with the inside of the car. Now this is actually a gift that was given to me by Nicole for my birthday, and my birthday was all the way in March. And I had to get an extra piece before we can finally do it. But I'm gonna be putting a quick release setup inside the car, give it a kind of race car feel, mostly just to make the steering wheel look a lot nicer and give the interior some more flair. The setup is going to be an NRG quick release setup. It's I'll open it up. It's a carbon fiber quick release with the black hub and a Momo Monte Carlo steering wheel. I think that's the one I got. It should say it somewhere over there. I think it's the Monte Carlo one. It's black leather with red stitching, just to match the rest of the car. So hopefully it should be a very simple install while Kenny cleans his car, and if I need help I'll just yell and Kenny will come running. Here's a look. Here's the short hub. Here's the quick release. It's got carbon fiber trim on it. It makes a lot, babe. I really like that. I've wanted that actually for a while, but it was never a priority. So first thing we're gonna do to get the steering wheel started, we're gonna have to go down here. You're gonna see these little plastic tabs. So you're gonna pop this one off. Actually, it might be able to, yeah, there you go. I can pop that one off by itself. You're gonna expose these torque bits, one here, then there's gonna be one on the opposite side right down here. Take the cover off. You're gonna loosen those up, and then we're going to unplug the SRS. Well, it's actually the clock spring, not the clock spring, I'm sorry, the airbag module. Quick disclaimer, so I just loosened up the two torque bits and I was thinking about this. Unplug your battery before you disconnect the airbag. I'm lazy, I'm not going to do it. I've done it many times, not unplugging the battery, but just do it, unplug the battery. My battery's behind my bumper. I don't feel like taking the bumper off, so just make sure you unplug your battery just so that airbag doesn't go off on you in case there was like still some kind of surface charge inside the connector or something like that. Just do yourself a favor, unplug it. But okay, so I got the two torques undone. We're gonna unplug it and we're gonna just flip the battery over so we can actually pull the wiring out. All we're gonna do, we're gonna pull this airbag out. Just be very careful, like I said. So we're gonna pull the harness out. Then right under here, this blue one, this is your horn ground. So we're just going to pull that straight out. Okay, now, one thing I've always learned, when you pull an airbag, face it up this way in case it does discharge, it doesn't shoot itself up. So I just put this on the floor right there. Okay, now we're gonna straighten our steering. Well, don't check if your car is a little off, don't go by the steering wheel, go by your wheels. Make sure your wheels are straight, and then we're going to start loosening. Well, we have to unplug this guy down here, so we'll pull this guy out. This is right at the top. I think this comes with your steering wheel, so when you take the steering wheel off, all of this is going to stay behind somewhere. Okay, we don't need that no more. This guy is part of the clock spring, so we can leave that in. The steering wheel is going to pull right out. But before we do that, we'll do that after. So let's straighten the wheels out. Now to loosen our steering wheel, we got it straight. We're going to loosen up the middle, the center bolt, the main steering wheel bolt. That's a 14.
Oh, this actual bolt.
Yeah, this is the bolt right here. So,
mine is a nut.
Hey, I like this thing. That's nice and easy. Okay, but quick story time. When Kenny had a Celica, we put a quick release in his car and we loosened that and we were tugging on this thing, I want to say for an hour, and I grabbed the steering wheel and I was hanging on it like a monkey. So one thing I've learned is just keep the nut in there. You're going to literally grab the steering wheel and start bending it this way, and you're going to walk it off. So I'm just going to go like that, and then I got it off.
Yours was a little harder than my Supra's.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going to walk this, get all the connectors through. All right, we're halfway there. Now this is the clock spring that we're gonna have to deal with. In order to get to the clock spring, you're gonna loosen up the Phillips and take these two covers off. Have all of our plastic shields off. We're ready. We're down here to the clock spring assembly and our wipers and all that whole mechanism. We need to get this clock spring off because the clock spring is, when the clock spring comes off, that's what the hub is gonna replace basically. But I mean, if you really don't care, you could just crack this thing right off. It doesn't matter. These are stupid expensive, and another thing is I've seen people spinning them around. If you plan on saving it, don't spin the clock spring around because it's just going to destroy it. So the easiest way to take this off is to take just a clock spring is to take this whole assembly off. So you're going to unplug it back here. Now back here is also the pigtail for the horn, where the ground came from here. So actually it's this little guy right here. Now there's a Phillips screw right in this top left corner. You need to loosen this up. Once you loosen this screw up, it's like a band clamp. You're going to be able to slide this whole assembly off. Okay, so I just saw it loosen up, so now here we go. We can walk it right off. Then we can finish unplugging all this stuff in the back of it. We got most of it disconnected. You're going to see this one plug right here on the back of the clock spring. There's no tab on it. I don't know how it comes out, honestly, but this needs to come out anyway because it's going to come with a clock spring. So the easiest way to take it off is you're going to just come down to the actual harness part of it right here. It's another yellow connector. You're going to unplug it, and then the harness is going to come out with it. We got the whole assembly off. The reason why I take it off is because this is the easiest way to remove your clock spring, so that way you're not finagling with it in the car. So first thing, we're going to take this clip right here to remove the clock spring. You're just going to pop it off like that, and it's already starting to pop. And then the hard one, which is why I say taking it off the car is the best way to do it, is right under this connector right in here. You're going to stick the pick right through here like that. Then you're going to find it and just lift up. And I'm gonna have to do that. So after wrestling with it, I finally got the pick to go in under there. I got it to start to come off, and the bottom one clicked on, so I'm gonna click that back off and it shoots right off. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna clean this whole area, and one thing I need to figure out is I got to figure out how I'm gonna get the horn to work. I know how to make it electrically work, but mechanically, to get the ring and everything, I'm gonna figure that out. So let's put this back on the car and we'll start working out how we're gonna get the horn to work. All right, so we figured it out. We got the horn to work, and I'm super happy with the way we got it to work. I knew we should have waited till they left. I knew it. We're trying to make a video here. We got these people over here honking at us while we're trying to make a video. Now we're gonna wait until they leave. After a whole bunch of time, not a whole bunch of time, it was like maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, we figured out how to get the horn to work, the basic idea. So I'm gonna walk you guys through it, and is it actually the best way to do it with the NRG kit. I don't know if other kits are different. We tried doing it a different way, that didn't work, but for the NRG kit, do it this way. So all of this is just loose fitted right now. So this gray plug back here, like I told you guys, the solid orange wire. So if you see this other orange, it's got gray stripes on it. You got to cut the solid orange wire. That's going to be your, I think it's a ground. Honestly, I didn't check. I think it's your ground. So this is going to be your wire, right? So now what we did, because on the hub, I guess I should have took it off, but on the back of the hub, yeah, go ahead, Kenny, screw that off. So the back of the hub, they have this whole brass section. This is going to be, in theory, what this ground wire is going to ground off of. So what we did was we took a, I think they're called U.
It's like the same clip that you have on the shifter.
On the right, on the shifter cables on the top of the transmission, they have this U clamp or U clip. We cut it in half because it fit perfect right in here. We drilled
the other side so you can see the hole.
Oh yeah, right there. There you go. So we drilled a hole to peg it up there, put the screw in there, bend it a little bit. We ran the ground to the back of it, and so now this is always making contact on the back of this. So we're gonna put it back together real quick. So now we're gonna mimic the horn button. The horn button all it does is touches these two contacts. So we're gonna jump it, and now we got it to work. So that's how you're gonna make your horn work. Just need to get something. In our case, we just made this little bracket to touch the back of the hub, to touch that brass ground or butt connector, whatever you got to do to the solid orange wire, and then you connect everything up and your horn works. So now we're going to torque this bolt down to whatever that torque is. Then we're going to bolt this section onto right here and put the other section on the steering wheel.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Now here's our steering wheel. Here's a better look so you guys can see it. It's a Monte Carlo Momo steering wheel, red stitching, all leather, because I didn't need the suede. And here's the quick release. So the steering wheel, now we're just going to bolt it onto our quick release just like this. So we're gonna line it up. And one thing that definitely you guys should know when you're doing this, whenever you're putting a steering wheel on, as you can see, the steering wheel is countersunk. So you need to get screws that are countersunk. They need to be countersunk screws.
They don't come with it.
Yeah, and that doesn't come with it. So it's kind of a safety thing. So we're just gonna start them on like that. We're gonna tighten them up, and then we're going to put our horn button on last and just click it right into the car. If you want to make your horn button work, I want to explain this now because we had this together and we realized the Momo steering wheel, to mate it onto the NRG quick release, the horn is actually supposed to be a flush mount, so it'll actually just fall right through. So you need to use Momo's retaining ring, but this retaining ring only works with the Momo quick release or the hub. So NRG, yeah, it won't fit because there's a gap. If you do it like that, it just won't work. So NRG actually supplies this guy right here. So now what this guy does is this guy fits right in there. Yeah, you can push it because it's going to be in there anyway. So it's a tight squeeze. That's going to fit right in. So then when you bolt the steering wheel right on the top of your quick release, this horn button now is going to have to squeeze into that spacer. It takes up the gap and it won't fall through, or you can kind of push it as far as you want. So when you're putting it together with the NRG hub, use that silver spacer they give you, and then it'll work like that. Or if you have a Momo hub, use the Momo retaining ring. So now we're going to put this together and throw it on the car. Okay. So here's our flush mount horn button. That's pretty sick. It went in nice. It's sitting flush. So we're going to put the quick release right on it, and with these, usually if they don't go on, you got to spin the wheel. Here we go, and hey, that works perfect. And we'll get it off. Just gotta get this guy to go on. Oh, that's awesome.
You gotta practice.
But that looks great.
Grab from both under.
Yeah, it looks like you gotta hit this guy though. Like, you see how it doesn't hit that?
Oh yeah, that's the lock.
Oh, there it is. Maybe twist. But that shit works. There we have it. We have the quick release installed. I think it looks sick. I'm super happy with it. The carbon fiber accent with the red horn button and everything. It's like, I'm all about subtle touches. So those subtle touches just really, I think, finished off my interior. There's really nothing else that I would want to do to this interior. Steering wheel was like the last thing. I have the push start that I use once in a while. The Recaros. The shift boot is tearing though. The shift boot, I hear him making noise over there. The shift boot is ripping. Maybe a shift boot, I change it. The shift knob, I've always liked that Type R look shift knob. And I have my air fuel gauge. Like, there's really nothing, in my opinion, and the RSX interior, there's nothing else it needs unless I gut it and I take all the sound deadening out and paint the interior and make it look like a track car kind of thing. But anyway, it's on there. I hope this video helped you guys, because I know there's a lot of like different information when you want to make the horn work. So this is the way we got it to work. And the horn button, the way that works. So the Momo steering wheel and an NRG quick release and hub, all that works together. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, because we're hungry, we want to eat, and I got other stuff going on this car before Honda Day. Stay motivated and keep making those streets louder. Kenny, he says the same thing.